Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in period 5, and we are in my Gimp class. And today I'm just going to show you how to do a whole bunch of stuff again, or it's going to be basically a repeat from the other day. So here we go. Let's get right into it. So today I'm going to show you how to make a cool button like this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to show grids. I'm going to show you how to make a perfect centered arrow. I'm going to show you how to get a cool background. I'm going to show you how to get some alpha channels. I'm going to show you how to export. Okay? You guys with me on this? All right, so let's begin. When you start Gimp, you always have to go File, New, and do what? Give it a size, right? Okay, if I was making the background of my screen, I would go, we'll do a background today too, 300 by 400, because I can do this button very quickly. And guess what? That can be the background screen of my phone. Are you with me? Do I need to know that a phone is 300 by 400? Yeah. So you guys got to do some research and say, hey, how big is the typical screen size? And you're going to find out the typical screen size is 300 by 400. So when we go into Gimp, can we make a 300 by 400 canvas? Yes, we can. Okay, you guys learned something today? Yeah. All right, so today we want to make a 60 by 60 arrow button. Are you with me? So I'm going to go File, New. I'm going to go into Width, 60 by 60. How many people know how to do this? Thumbs up. All right. If you get colors in there, is it that big of a deal? No. Can I change the color of this background? Yes, I can. By the way, I don't have tools out, so what am I going to do? I'm going to go to Windows, new Toolbox. I'm going to go to Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers, and there they go. I always want these two tools out. Are you with me on that? Who knows how to open up those two tools? Okay, so you guys already know a lot, right? Once you get to this point, now it's just a matter of playing around with your tools, right? Figuring it out. So can I make a perfect button? Yes, okay. With a computer, you can make a perfect button. I can make a perfect circle. Okay, I'm going to use the ellipse tool. Would it look cool if I made a button like that? Okay, so you don't need to do that. All right, Control Z. Okay, by the way, if you mess up, what can you do? Control Z. If you want to go back forward, what do? Control Y. I want that back, I can go to Control Y. I want it away, Control Z. I want to go back, Control Y. I want to go back, Control Z. If I want to make this bigger or smaller, what can I do? Take your left hand, put it on the Control button, CTRL, and I can roll my mouse in. Everybody know how to roll a mouse in and roll a mouse out? Okay. All right, so just covering some basics there. I'm going to pour this in white. I like to work with a white background. I don't know why. I just do. Okay, so instead of that cyan color, I'm going to start with white. I think because in my brain I know I'm going to do like a colorful button, and then I can just delete all the white. You with me? Versus having a color, I tried to do this earlier today. If you have a color and that color happens to be in your button cover, it would also delete that color also. Are you with me? Because I'm going to use the color select tool. All right, who's getting this? So I want to make a perfect circle. So I'm going to go grab my ellipse tool. I'm going to start at the very top left-hand corner, use my arrow key or my target, and I'm going to drag it down to the bottom right. I now have a perfect 60 by 60 circle. Who understands how to do that? Okay. And now what this circle does is it also selects the inside here. Are you with me? Okay. So now I can take a paint can. I can go get a color of my choice, pink, and I can drop it in here. And I'm only coloring the inside of the circle. Why? Because that's what I selected. Okay. If I hit Control Z, I could go up here and go to Select Invert. And then I could start painting up here. Do you see what I did? If I wanted to. Do I want to do that today? Probably not. So I'm going to go back to Select Invert, and I'm going to paint on the inside of this. Okay? So do you see how I can paint on the inside of my button there? Okay? I don't think pink's that cute. You with me? I think we can do a lot better than that. What tool can help us do better than this? The gradient tool, which is also called the The blend tool. I love the blend tool. I think it's one of my favorite tools. Okay, how many people learned how to use the blend tool last week? Where's the blend tool at? It's right below the text tool. So just find your capital letter A, which I think is easy to find. Go down one. If you have a 2x2 row, which is why I like to keep this as a 2x2 row. Would you guys do me a favor and keep this as a 2x2 row? Do you guys know you can do this? Okay. Would you please keep this as a 2x2 row so that when I say, hey, it's below the A, then on yours, it should be below the A also. Are you with me on that? Okay. So let's just all keep a little uniformity here. And I'm going to go to the blend tool. I'm going to double click. How many people know that if you double click, you get the options tool to come out on whatever tool I click on, right? Okay. You want to go to color picker, double click, its tools come up. You want to go to blend tool, its tools come up. I can now go to gradients. Are you with me? And I've got all these preset professional looking cool color combinations in here. Somebody pick one that you want for a colored. Yeah. Yeah. Full saturation what? So you want full saturation? The first one or the second one? Second one? Okay, so I'm going to grab that. And now down here you go to shape. Do you guys see the shapes? You got a lot of cool stuff down here you can pick from. You got to play around with this. I'm going to go super quick. Here's linear, Control Z. Here's bilinear. Okay, Control Z. Here's radial. Okay, there's radial. Makes it look like a little 3D kind of a ball. You guys see that? Okay, so you just play around with this stuff. Square. That's cool. Or you go over here. Square. That's cool. You with me? That's kind of neat. So, I don't know which one of these you guys want. I just play around with it, and once you get something that looks good, okay. Now, let's go to this conical one here. Okay, I like conical. Am I able to find the exact center of my circle? Yes. So let's go back to your question. You want to know how to show the grid, right? So I want to go into my view menu. Everybody see view? And go about halfway down and check mark the one that says show grid. And what do you see? Your grid. Now, if that's not the exact grid you want, can you change the grid? Yes. Okay. And we're gonna make sprite sheets this year, and we're gonna end up like putting characters in every one of these boxes. Are you with me? And that's how you make a sprite sheet. So view grid is incredibly helpful to me. Now let's go to one over. Does everybody see where it says image? Image menu. Go to the image menu and go down all the way almost to the bottom. Second from the bottom says configure grid. Everybody see configure grid? Click it. And now this is a 10 by 10 grid, and that's why this makes sense that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes, because 6 times 10 is 60. Who's getting this? Well, if I make this half of 60, which is 30, what do I get? I get the exact center of my circle. Are you with me? Okay. Which is very helpful for me if I was making Pacman. Are you with me on that? So I'm going to go into my blend tool, okay, and I'm going to go to, I've got full saturation conical here. Watch this. And there it is. It's at the center now, okay. Shape, you guys can drag these. That's a cool shape. Okay, I kind of like that guy there. That's kind of neat. You spiral, okay, here's spiral. You guys can do whatever you want. You with me? Remember how the video said computer science becomes an expression of you? Are you with me? So, guys, I don't care which color you use. I don't care which blend tool you use. All I want to know is, do you know how to use the blend tool? Okay, so thumbs up if you know how to use the blend tool. Okay? So, now let's turn this into a button. Right now it's square. So if I would save this right now, you're going to see that white background. Is that going to look good? No, it's going to look terrible. It does not look good at all. I've seen students. Matter of fact, I tell students, if you make me an Android mobile app with square backgrounds, with square images, that's automatically a C. it's automatically a C. Okay? It's not going to be a good app if somebody sees Pacman with a big white square behind him. Is that going to look good? Is it going to look good with a ghost with a big white square behind him? No, it's not going to look good. So you got to learn how to get rid of this. This is where adding the alpha channel comes into play. Okay? Remember the layers tool we had out? This is where this comes into play. You're going to go Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers. Okay? And this, you need this tool here, because the alpha channel is inside of the layer, and we're going to put the layer underneath it. Just think of this as like making a cake. Okay? You got the bottom layer of the cake, and then the next layer of the cake, and then the icing. Okay? So you normally see the icing on the cake, right? But you don't see what's underneath it. Well, we need to put that cake underneath here. So do you guys see in the layers tool where there is a small icon of what I'm building? Okay, you see that over here? And it has a little eyeball saying you can see it, right? Okay. You want to right click on this guy, and you want to go all the way down to where it says add alpha channel. Everybody see it? Add the alpha channel. Okay? Now, did anything happen? Yeah, it did, but you don't see it yet because it's behind there, right? So now, if I can get rid of this white stuff, watch this. Do you guys know what an eraser tool does? Okay. So, the eraser tool, by the way, you're going to have to go select. See how I have a circle selected? So it's selecting the inside. If I go to select invert, it's going to let me erase on the outside. Are you with me? So if you double click on your eraser tool and move this down a little bit, watch this. Do you see how I can start to erase this? And what's behind there now? What? Yeah, the checkerboard. So here's an easier way to delete all that. Watch this. You don't have to use that eraser and work so hard. Watch this. Go over here and use the select by color. If I select all the white, everybody see the red, green, and blue select by color? Click on that and go click on your white and say, hey, white, I want to go bye-bye, so I'm going to hit delete. Okay? And what happens to the white? You can't hit backspace. What do you have to hit? Delete. You have to hit the actual button delete. Backspace will not work. Okay? Now do I have a good looking button? Okay? Watch this. Okay, watch this. I'm going to go in here and export. How many people know how to export something? Okay, let's go over this one more time. Export. In Gimp, you never save. What do? You export it out of Gimp because Gimp is a repository. Okay, you export out of Gimp into your file folder. Okay, do not save in Gimp. Okay, so we go File, Export As. You're going to go find your folder, which is 2018. I thought I made a Gimp period 5. There it is, Gimp period 5 quarter 3. There's my lesson button. There's some buttons that I've already made. And over here, I'm just going to call this guy button. And do I have one called button already? I'll just call it button 1. Are you with me? It's kind of like a no-name button right now. It's just a button. Okay. And I'm going to hit export. Okay. And now I have a little button cover. Okay. Who knows how to do that? Now watch this. You want me to make Pacman real quick? Can everybody stop what you're doing and just watch this? I'm going to go super duper quick. And here's the problem with this class is like you're always looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down. And then as soon as you look back down, I just did 3 more things. Are you with me? So sometimes it's easier just to watch and then go back and do. Watch this. I can make Pacman. I'm going to use my favorite tool. It's the lasso tool, which is called the free select tool. Okay, don't do it. Just watch. I'm going to click it. I'm going to go to the center. Can I find the exact center? Yep. And I start to go here. Okay, so watch this. Watch this. I need to do this. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go back here to the export as. I'm gonna call this Pacman 1. Okay, do you guys know that Pacman starts as a big huge dot, and then he starts to open his mouth a little bit, and then a little bit wider, and then a little bit more? Okay, so this guy's going to start. Remember, this has to be save colors values. Should this be on or off? Off. This has got to be off. What I do is I click it off. Then I go to save to defaults. I hit export. Okay, and if this ever happens, just go ahead and ground your tool. Just go do this and click out here. It's called grounding. Okay, so like if you ever mess up, you start here and you're like, oh my God, it's going crazy. Then just go here and ground and start over. Okay, so I'm going to go get my free select tool. Watch this. 1, 2, go around, go around, go around. 3, boom. Who do I have there? Does that look pretty good? Could I make a rainbow Pac-Man? Yep. So then I'm going to go up here, File, Export As. I'm going to leave that there. It's going to be Pac-Man number 2. By the way, I learned over the weekend I was going into Android Studio. Can everybody learn this real quick so you save yourself some frustration? I started migrating an app from MIT into Android Studio, and I took all my images from my MIT and I threw them into Android Studio, and they did not work. I'm like, dude, what's the problem? Hello? Can I have your attention in the back real quick? In Android Studio, you got to learn this. Android Studio will not accept capital letters. So what do? Don't use capital letters. Save yourself some time and frustration. Just name your GIMPs with lowercase letters. Okay? And they can't start with numbers. Numbers can be in there. Okay? And you can't have spaces. So what do you have to do? Could I do Pacman _1? Yeah, I could. Okay? If you want a space, you got to have an underscore in there connecting them. Okay? Don't have like red space ghost, red ghost. Don't have red ghost. Have red _ ghost, all lowercase. Did you guys learn something today? Why is that? I don't know. That's just the way it is. Why do they kick off on the 35-yard line? I don't know. That's just the way it is. Okay, you with me? Okay. So now let's go finish up Pac-Man. I go take my free select tool, and I stretch the mouth a little bit more. Okay, I hit delete, and this guy is File, Export As, Pac-Man number 3. Okay, and now I can do it one more time, a little bit wider. Go to the middle, select up, go around the horn, come under here, hit delete, File, Export As, Pac-Man number 4. Export it, boom, I'm done. And now I could throw Pac-Man into my game, and I have a rainbow Pac-Man, and hopefully I could get him chomping in my MIT App Inventor video. Okay, we would use a clock and a timer, and we would get that clock to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what's going to happen? And all we do is reload Pac-Man 1, Pac-Man 2, Pac-Man 3, Pac-Man 4. It looks like a flip book, and he's animating around our screen, and it's pretty cool. Okay? Sir. The what? The arrows. Okay. Thank you. I knew we were doing something today. Let's get rid of Pac-Man. By the way, can I go back to this being a button now? Yep, just hit Control-Z a couple times. Let's go talk about arrows. All right, so when I talk about arrows, I definitely use my grid. Do not try to freehand arrows. If you do, you're going to look very amateur versus professional. And what do we want to look? Professional. Isn't someone going to be paying you money to do graphic design for them? Do you want it to be professional? Yes. Okay. So we're going to go View, Show Grid, Image, Configure Grid, and I'm going to break this up. Let's see. You know, we probably could go back to 10 again. I think 10's good. All right, yeah, we can do 10. I just want to put some grid in here that I can follow. Are you with me? So now I'm going to go get my free select tool again. How many people know where the lasso free select tool is? I'm going to start over here on my grid line. Click. I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to go up one box. I'm going to go over here to the center point. I'm going to come down over here, up one box, over to the left, and up. And did I just draw an arrow? Yes, I did. Does that look like an arrow? Now, can I fill that arrow in? Yeah. So let's fill this in with a nice, how about this color here? Do you guys see that in there? You can fill it in with whatever color you want now. Could you have yellow in here? Okay. So this is not working right. See how it just colored a one little block there? That's not working right. So you got to go back up here and see where this says fill whole selection versus fill similar colors. You want whole selection. I want to fill in the entire arrow. Now do I have an arrow? Okay. Could you put a different color in there? Could I put black? Could I put white? Could I put silver? Could I put whatever I want? Could I do whatever I want? Yeah, you do whatever you want. Okay. Could I put some fun blend stuff over top of it? Let's go find some cool blend stuff. Ooh, how about these neons here? Okay. That's cool. Okay. That's cool. All right. It's kind of neat. Kind of a swirl in there to break it up a little bit. Okay. If you don't like it, guess what you can do? Start over. Go back over here to linear. There you go. There's some cool ones. Got some lines in here. All right. I like it. Okay. So as soon as I'm happy with my arrow and you like it, then you're ready to rotate it. So we're going to go File, Export As. This is my right arrow, R-I-G-H-T. It's a ping. Uh-oh. I already have a right arrow. So let's call this right 2. Okay. So if I go up here and call this right 2, okay, I'm going to export. And then if I right click and go to Image, Transform, Rotate 90 degrees, what button do I have now? The down arrow. Okay, I'm looking right here at your arrow. What's your name, bro? Owen. That is not centered, my man. You got to use your grid lines a little bit better. Can you guys see it? Do you guys see what I'm seeing? You got to get that. You got to get that 2 blocks, okay? So then you just go in here and you're going to go File, Export As. This is down 2. Okay, I'm going to right click, Image, Transform. You guys will get this. Rotate another 90 degrees. What do I have now? This is going to be left 2 because I already have a left. So you give it another name. Right click, Image, flip 90 degrees. What button do I have now? Up button. This is going to be up 2. Yes. How can I help you? The what? I think you're flipping the arrow. Don't flip the arrow. You want to rotate the entire button. So you need to ground your arrow. Hit Control Z again. And then use your, just go grab your square tool, your rectangle select tool, and then just click off somewhere and ground it. There you go. And now rotate the whole figure. Okay, so how do I get the diagonal arrows? Anybody know? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The rotate tool. This is where the, and guys, just watch this one. This tool's a little finicky to work with. Hello. So can everybody just watch here? And just watch me for about 7 seconds. You're going to go get the rotate tool. Oops. So, do you see what that's doing? It's only grabbing the arrow. Do I want to rotate the arrow? No, I want to rotate the whole button. So this is what I was talking to you about. It's not grounded. All right, so you need to come over here and ground this. Okay, just click anywhere and it should ground it. Now I can get the rotate tool, go grab the entire button. You start to rotate. Okay, that's 49 degrees. Can I get exactly 45? Yeah, just type in 45, hit rotate. There it is. I'm going to go export as, this is going to be called North East 2 if I already have one. Okay. And now I can go back to rotating. Okay. I don't like the rotate tool because it's kind of finicky. So now I go back to right clicking, image, transform, rotate 90 degrees, and now what arrow is this? This is southeast 2. Okay. You can see how fast I can do this. Right click, image, transform, rotate 90 degrees. I now have export as southwest 2. Okay. Right click, image, transform, 90 degrees. File, export as northwest 2. Okay, and there you go. I'm done. Let's go into my file folder. Let's see what they look like. Documents. Gimp period 5. Quarter 3. This is empty. Why is that empty? Where? Okay, let me go back to my Gimp and let me figure out where they're putting all this stuff. Let's go here. File. Export as. Let's pay attention to. Week 1, first Gimp lesson. This is Gimp 5, period 3. That's where I was, right? All right, why didn't I find it? Let's go back here and look. So, 2000, oh, no, there, yeah, here it is. Gimp 5, there it is. Okay, and there's all my buttons. So now you get to sit back and look at them and say, hey, do I like the ones with the black in the middle or do I like the ones with the yellow in the middle? I think my eyes like a little bit better. I think I like the black a little bit better. I just think it's a little bit easier on the eyes. Sometimes less is more. Do you see how you guys are trying to put all this stuff in the middle arrow? Sometimes you got a real busy background. It's probably better off just to pick one color and go with the arrow in the middle. Sometimes less is more. That's a design technique called less is more. Sometimes less is more. Yeah. Yes. Has to be a .png. Why? Good question. Yeah. That's correct. If it's a JPG, it's lesser quality. Okay? So, you guys have been to department stores, right? Like, there's like Big Lots and it's not really that good a quality. Are you with me? And then there's Macy's and Dillard's, which is a little bit better quality. So, are you going to pay more at Dillard's? Yeah. You're going to pay less at Big Lots? Yeah, but you get what you pay for, right? So these cost a little bit more memory, but you get to use the alpha channel, and it's going to look great. A JPG, you don't get to use the alpha channels, but they take up less memory. So let's go in here and let's make a, remember I told you we were going to make a background today? Let's go File, New. Let's go in here and go 300 by 400, okay? And let's create a new background. You guys with me? I can blow it up. Let's go to our blend tool. Let's go get a super cool, fun blend. And keep in mind I have a rainbow background, so I like this yellow-orange. That looks terrible. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to white. Fill this in with white. Okay. And now I can go and get my blend tool. Let's go yellow-orange. And there you go. There's my yellow to orange. All right, there you go. That looks cool. Ooh, it keeps getting darker and darker every time I do it. And you see that? I don't know what setting I'm on over here. It says repeat is none. I don't know. I'm on a weird setting over here, but that's cool. I kind of like it, how it keeps getting darker down here. Let's say you wanted Pac-Man in space. Okay, could we do a space background? Sure. So you go down here and you find something in space. Shadows. This guy's cool. Watch this. I'm on a weird setting right now. I don't know what it is. So if you like go from top to bottom, it'll change. Are you with me? So you just got to play around with this stuff. Okay? I don't know why. It keeps going darker and lighter. I don't know what setting I'm on. Normal. Here's opacity. Oh, let's go opacity. Maybe that's full color. Control Z. Yeah, that's what it was, probably. Yeah, there you go. So if you guys lower this, look at this. I just really learned this today. Are you with me? I never knew that. Okay. Do you guys see how you just get in here and play around? Okay. So this guy is like lighter now. So like you could add backgrounds together. Are you with me? Okay. So I can go to white. Cancel. I go to fill colors with white. And if my opacity is at 100, and I go into here, right? Should have a real light background now, washing over. Yeah, see how that like kind of the white kind of combined with the paint? Okay. So if I go up here to 100% opacity, that means I get this real dark color here. All right. That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? You see how you can just play with this stuff and just get all kinds of different shapes? Doesn't this kind of look like you're writing on like a planet out in Mars or something? Do you see that? Okay. So, yeah, just play around with this stuff and have some fun with it. There is also the pencil in here. I can start showing you how to use the pencil and the paintbrush. You guys can go into these brush strokes and look at this. You can get like a sun, and you can blow this guy up. And look at that. You can start putting stars in the sky. You with me? See what I did? Yeah. So, this is what Gimp's all about. Just, expressing yourself creatively. And if you guys want these bigger, you just blow the size up. Watch this. Okay. You see how I can make these cool backgrounds? Is that cool? And you guys just create. There's no right or wrong, right? There's just good, better, and best. And you guys just play around with it until your good becomes better and your better becomes best. Okay? So that's sparks. You guys could do these like little moons in here. Look at this. Look at that. I just put a planet in there. Doesn't that look like a planet off in the distance? Watch up here. Boom, there's a planet. There's a planet. Okay? Doesn't that kind of look like a monster face a little bit? Here's the mouth down here. Here's the little nose. Eye left, eye right. Little hairdo up here. 5 minutes left. Okay? So here's a background, right? And you're going to go File, Export As. Now watch this. Everybody watch up here. Is this going to be a PNG? No. I don't need this to be a PNG. Why? There's no need for an alpha channel in it. Right? So all I'm going to do is say, okay, this is my space background. Lowercase, right? Why did we learn lowercase? So it'll work on Android. Not that it doesn't work on MIT. MIT's not that way, but Android Studio is. This is going to be a JPG. Now watch this. It's a little bit different. You have to type it in. Are you with me? There is no selecting, hey, I want a JPG. You have to type it in, and then Gimp automatically converts it. Watch this. You're going to go export. Here's your quality. So if you want a high quality, leave it up here high, and then just say export. And now I can go back into my folder. Okay, let's go look at this. And there's my background that I made. It kind of looks like a little monster face. I kind of want to make a Pacman ghost out of it. Are you with me? Let's go and convert that to a Pacman ghost in like 2 minutes. Okay, watch this. Gimp, here we go. Okay, watch this. I'm going to take my free select tool, which is my favorite tool, and I'm going to start making Pacman ghost. And there you go. And you're going to go select invert, and you're going to hit delete. And I'm going to right click, add the alpha channel. I'm going to go color pick the green, hit delete, and there's a Pacman ghost. Are you with me? And doesn't it look like it has eyes and like a nose? Isn't that weird? Could I get sued for using that guy? No, I made it, right? That's my creation. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's very glitchy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I say I don't really like it. I try to avoid using it, but there's sometimes I just have to rotate. You just got to play around with it. Here's one thing I did learn: never hit enter. You have to hit rotate. If you enter, you exit out. So don't hit enter, hit rotate, and then get it to rotate and just play around with it until it works. Start over if it doesn't. That's a cool background back there, my man. Nice job. That space looks awesome. Doesn't that look like he's like flying sideways on like the side of a planet? Very cool. Okay. So keep calm and Gimp on. We'll see ya.